Crush.
Welcome to Crush Wednesday. I'm Richard Aturnji, and today we are talking all about the corporate way, how to attract, grab those corporate clients, and then work with them in your personal training, fitness, gym business. Because this is a niche right here. This is an opportunity that you all have time doing, because a lot of this can be done in your down times. Welcome to the live. Again, who's joining us on live today? Pretty excited. I haven't been on a Crush for a long time. For some reason, I got out of the tune of them all. 11:11, 8:30, 8:31. What do you like better? If you are tuning in, let me know that you're tuning in. That would be great. And just say hello. If you're watching this on replay, just say hello, Richard. That would be great. I'm going to get you on the phone as well here. And we are going to talk about how to generate more corporate clients. How to generate more corporate clients. That's exactly what we're talking about today. So who's excited? Who's excited to talk about that? Who's on the live? Make sure you like it and make sure you comment. I'm just trying to see who's on my live at the moment. Great. Just let me know who's on live, just so I can say hello to everybody, because you know what I'm like. I really like to know who's on watching. Ashley, good to have you here. Fantastic. So mobile works. Not that. Ashley is here. One of our great ninjas. Ev's here. Guys, the corporate way, what is it about? Well, for those who don't know, 11:11 is good for me. That's good to know. John, good to have you here, my friend. Got some ninjas on the line today. Corporate has a very big piece of my heart, because this is really where I learned how to scale at great lengths and how to grow the business. And I did it through corporate. Tracy, good to have you here. So I did it through corporate. So I don't know if anybody knows, but let me share my story a little bit while we join on. Let me share my story about what corporate is for me. So I had a business, a fitness studio. It was Australia's first private fitness studio. I bought that when I was 17, 18. I ran it for 2 years. I sold that. I worked on cruise liners because I thought, hey, cruise liners are going to be easier than running a personal training business, and that's actually what it was called, Personal Best. And then I came back. I wrote a book, and I decided that time that I had a problem because I wanted to scale. And I was writing this book and I wanted to do something else. And the story goes like this, how I started my corporate wellness, the idea for corporate. In fact, it came from my mum. So I must credit my mum on this one, is that she was working for a company. And when she was working in this company, they said, we're looking for somebody for seated massage. So it was a bypassing comment that she told me. And I said, that's interesting. You mean people come around and give 15-minute massages in the workplace? Is that how it works? And she goes, yeah, that's kind of what we're looking for. I said, well, I can do that. And she goes, what do you mean I can do that? I said, well, I can do that. I'm gonna create this company. And that's what I did. So and I might turn my computer around just so you can actually see my other t-shirt and memorabilia here. So just here, this is what the business was. It was called Lifestyles Corporate Wellness, and you might be able to see that there in the pictures. And we did corporate wellness, massages, health checks, all that kind of stuff. I hope this context helps for everybody joining on now. And so I started a corporate wellness business based on the fact that I had a problem, or my mum had a problem, and her company was about to pay a lot of money to get someone in to massage people. And I thought, hang on, I can do this. So what I did, I put an ad on somewhere. I think it was a Natural Therapies website. And I said, I'm looking for a seated massage, because I wasn't really officially trained as a massage therapist. I knew how to do it, but I wasn't officially trained. Good to have you here, May Kay, Tracy. And so I hired somebody for this job. And from there, they started massaging my mum's company. And it was a one-off. And then I went in after the massage and said, how do you like it? And they said, yeah, we'd like to get you back every fortnight. I said, great, we're in business. And so from here, I bought a massage chair. I started the structure. And I thought, well, if I'm doing this for one company, there's got to be another company that's interested. And so that's how I kicked off my corporate wellness arm business. And I eventually grew that business to around 90 contractors that we had contracts all around Australia for companies like Virgin, Toshiba, Optus, State Rail, state government, who else? Toshiba, just to name a few. And it was a great way to understand what you had to do to run a business like that. So I want to share the story called the corporate way, and this is where it comes from. So write yes if anybody knew that I had a corporate business. Let me know. You write yes if you knew that or no. Who's on the line? Then I'm going to share with you the tactical steps that I use to grow that business to 90 contractors around Australia, and to have a team, an admin team in the office of 5 people full time. How I did that and how I grew that, and I grew that really, really fast. I'm going to share the secrets right now. So I'm going to share the secrets right now. Write yes if you knew that, or no if you knew that about me. There's a few ninjas here that may or may not know that. And it's called the corporate way. So I've structured a process called the corporate way, and that's exactly what it's for. So this is a formula that works. It works every time because we've got to understand that we're going into a cycle or a business that's really, a division that's really profitable. So when you want to go to a profitable arm, it does require time and it does require relationships. And that's how I grew really fast. So step 1, guys, who's with me now, just comment if you knew that, yes or no. Just before I move on, I just want to make sure you are still listening on. That would be great. And then I'm going to get into my story. I've got notes. I want to share those with you to make sure that you get really tangible takeaways from today. Great. Maybe my comments are really slow, but I'm not getting many comments here. But I'm going to continue carrying on anyway. All right. So the corporate way. This is the strategy. The strategy is to make sure that you can book yourself solid with clients to ensure that when you can do that, when you book yourself solid with clients, this can literally change your game. So what you want to be doing here is, if you are in a situation where you've got some time and you've got some space, this is a great way to do it. So what I did, step number 1, like as anybody knows, what we're really proud of at Com is to make sure that your brand is on tap. So what I did, I created a website, and it's not part of the corporate way, but I created a website and it was all about corporates. And I researched and talked about all about corporates. And if you are a ninja, you want this information, I'll give that to you. And I basically created a website that looked the part. It looked like I had been in business for years, and it looked attractive. It looked like it had a credibility piece, because when you're dealing with corporates, and if you're not in corporate CBD, well, this is small businesses for you, okay, that have 4 or 5 people. So when you're dealing with that, the question here is that you want to make sure that you've got the credentials to ensure that that you actually get the outcome that you need delivered. So that's what it's about here. So guys, if you're with me, say yes. I just want to make sure my comments are working, because I'm having an issue there. Maybe Evie, let me know if comments are working, because I'm feeling that maybe I'm cut off. So just let me know that I'm still here with everybody. That would be great. That would be amazing. And I can continue on. That would be great if someone could just say that, just to make sure my comments are live on that. Anyway, hopefully I'm going to continue through. So what you need to be doing is you want to position yourself as a brand. So if you're a personal trainer, if you have a studio, you got to understand that why would a corporate want to go with you if you're a personal trainer or your studio? You must have some information, a brochure that makes you look credentialed in that space, that makes sure that you understand what they're dealing with and how they're dealing with it. So that's what the most important part is here. So for yourself, you need to make sure that you have some collateral, some marketing material. That's the most important thing. Collateral marketing material, you want to make sure that's in place as well. And with this collateral marketing material, it's a 3 to 4 page document. That's what you need, a 3 to 4 page document that talks about the benefits of corporate wellness. So if you're going to decide to do massage, personal training, group training, you could do things like bring in health checks, body composition. You could do seminars to a company. So you can choose any of those arrays and decide what you want to do as part of your business and make that an arm that you deal with corporates. Does that make sense? Yes or no? Yes or no, right? Yes or no. Just make sure there's comments coming through. That would be great. And when you do that, it focuses already at you being unique in the marketplace. So if there's 5 gyms or 5 personal trainings in your area, what you haven't realized is that if none of them are talking about corporate or the benefits of corporate, it means that they're not going to get the business, because they're trying to get the business, but they actually haven't marketed the business to that audience there. Does that make sense? Yes or no? Let me know yes or no. That would be great if you can comment to make sure these comments are working. All right. So then what you want to do is you want to block out some, what I did to get my first initial clients was this. I'll give you the step-by-step guideline that I did, and thanks for the likes. That's great that I did to make sure this happened. So what it was this, is once a week, I blocked out some hours. I blocked out initially Friday afternoon, I blocked out between 12 and 4 p.m. 12 to 4 p.m. I blocked out every single Friday for 6 months straight. And what I did, I was consistent. So I ran this, again, you're going to be 12 to 6 months. You want to make sure that you've got time for this. 12 is not a one-off. Then what I'm going to do once a week, as is on the Friday, and the reason why I chose Friday, I'll tell you in a second, is that at the time I was offering, my offer was, you have to have an offer. So an offer was some free massages in the workplace for 2 hours per company. Free massages in the workplace, 2 hours per company. So what you can do is you can offer something of value. So a group session that's happening in that location. It could be a seminar that's happening in the location, something of value that you can prove the concept to this person. So free works, consultations work, but in this formula here, again, depending on the market, I use the formula free. So what I did, I printed out my piece of paper and I bound them in a nice red, I think it was a yellow bound at that time. And then what I did, I knocked on the door. So I went to a corporate building, and it said no, it usually says no hawkers. So you avoid that sign, and then you take notes on a little piece of paper, like a business card like this, and I wrote down all the levels that I'd have to knock on the door to drop my information off, okay? And you literally, so I went from the top, went a lift to the top, and went all the way down. So it was a 50-story building or a 20-story building. I went to the top and I went all the way down. So sometimes I would stay in the building for 3-4 hours, just going door to door, door to door, door to door. Now you've got to remember that some levels of a company are multiple, so you can't get into some access into levels. But if you're not in a CBD, that's fine, guys. Small businesses are just the same. Real estate agents, marketing companies, doctors, probably doctors and lawyers know, but you're looking for people in offices pretty much. That's what you're looking for. Does that make sense? Yes or no? Let me know. Let me know if that makes sense, yes or no. Great. And so when you do that, you've got to be clear of what area you're going to go to. So there's probably a lot of areas you can go to. You want to choose the area to go to. Now, at the same time, my advice is you always need to bring something instead of with the piece of paper. So you need to take something with you that's tangible. So if you're going to go for wellness events or seminars, take a little candle, buy them at a $2 shop and buy 50 candles, little candles. And you want to make sure you attach that or drop that off with the piece of paper. Why? Because that gives you a uniqueness in the marketplace and people remember you from something. So at the time, I had these folders and they were red. Okay, I didn't actually have anything dropped off because I just didn't have anything. So I used red folders, and these folders cost me $1 each, $1.50 each, something like that. And they were expensive at the time because I was doing maths. So this add up. I had to print them out. I had to staple them, and I kept in a red folder. And what I did, so I went to a receptionist and I said, so basically, this is the next part. I went to a receptionist. So it could be a stress ball, health recipe idea, fruit, dumbbell, massage, and your collateral. It could be a pen or anything like that. And you go to the receptionist and say, hey, I'm here because next week we are offering free massage sessions. Free massage sessions. The receptionist on a Friday, what do you think she's going to do? She's going to go, really? Can I take this? Hey, Danny, good to have you here, mate. Can I take this? Danny also, too, is in that space of corporate health. So it's good to have you here, Danny. And so basically you drop it off. And what you want to do is you're going to drop off the receptionist. Now, she's not the decision maker here. You're looking for the HR person, or you're looking for the director or the owner, depending if it's the size of company. So if it's a big size company, like you knock at the door of an Optus or a Toshiba, you're looking for the HR manager. If it's a small size business where it's 4 or 5 people, you're looking for the owner. Okay? The receptionist does not make the decisions. I'll say that again. The receptionist does not make the decisions. But if it's a small business, you've got to understand if it's a 4 to 5 business, the receptionist will definitely get that message across. Definitely get that message across. Okay, so you want to take your brochure, you want to take your stress ball, piece of fruit, something like that, attach it, and say, here's an apple and my brochure, okay? And what you want to do is say, next week we'll be here doing seated massages. Is that something that you'd be interested in? Friday at 3 o'clock, most receptionists, I generally got a yes, right? Generally got a yes. Oh, that'd be very interesting. I'll drop that off. I'll give that to my boss. Okay, that's great. But my rule is this. If you're going to drop something off, a piece of fruit or a dumbbell or something small, you had to have a business card. So they had to give me a business card back at an appropriate time to call them, or even better, if I could meet the person right there and then, even better. But I didn't count on that because I was probably in meetings, wasn't going to happen. So that was the idea. They were going to give me the business card or the name to call, the best time to call, and I would drop off my brochure and my fun thing, tennis ball, squeezy ball, piece of apple, all that kind of stuff. Elena, good to have you here, my friend, and I'll drop that off. So I'll do that for 5 hours straight. So my aim was that if I had 20 of these brochures, I would have to drop off 20 before the day was out. That's how I was able to sustain that model for a long period of time without hiring any salespeople or anything like that. It was a consistent model of a competition. How fast could I get rid of these and get the business card back? But the rule was you had to get the business card back. You have to get the business card back. You don't get the business card back, it doesn't count as a lead. Okay, that's the awareness. We look at the funnel, it's awareness, engagement, conversion. I'm looking for awareness, and awareness is the free thing you're giving. The engagement piece is the conversation, and the acquisition is going to come after when I make the call, okay? So does that make sense, yes or no? Give me some feedback, guys. I think everybody's very quiet today. I'm not happy with everybody being very quiet. First time back on Crush for a long time. You know what I'm like. I like conversation. So just say, yes, you're hearing me, just to make sure everybody's here. That'd be great. Otherwise, I'm interested to see that, hey, everybody's understanding so far. Guys, this is the way that I was to scale my business up until about 90 contractors around Australia. This is the exact formula I'm giving you. If you're interested, let me know because this is free now. So just take this information on. All I'm requiring is a yes to make sure that you're online. That would be great. Okay, so recap. Brochure, yes, thank you, Ashley. Brochure, information you send off to a client, you allocate some time to do it. Now, I haven't talked about digital yet, but what I have done is I've made sure that before I went there, the page I'm getting to, my website was clear. It was crystal clear. Thank you for hearing me. I was like thinking, is this working, this Facebook Live? What the hell is going on here? But that's okay, guys, because I'm going to get back onto my Facebook Lives, Crush Wednesdays. I'm going to come back and give more of these to you because I've got a heap more new strategies I want to share with everybody on the Crush Wednesdays. So, is it worth your time, is my question. Is it worth your time to actually go and do this? Well, let's think about it. One client as a personal training is worth you 70 or 50 or 60 bucks, right? Danny says, just concentrating. Yes, my friend. When are we catching up to, Danny? I'm here. Come over for a coffee. It's worth one client. But when you go for corporates, it's maximizing it. You're going to go for 1 to many, 1 to 100, 1 to 50, 1 for 20. So that's why I understood that it was worth my time instead of outsourcing it. Good to have you here, James. Instead of outsourcing it. So it is worth your time if you know the leverage is there. So it's a leverage point. Where's our leverage point? That's the leverage point in your business. So my very first client was a company called Thomson Reuters, and I went to their office in Sydney, and they said, Richard, this is great. Do you do Brisbane, Melbourne, Perth, and Adelaide? And I said, of course I do, without a flinch at all. At that time, I had one massage therapist and one chair in Sydney. And he said, if you can do that, that'd be great. Because if we roll it out in Sydney, we have to roll it everywhere. I said, perfect. That's definitely what we do. And so at that moment there, that's how you expand it. Because when you're going for a company that's national wide, they generally want to roll it out. Not all the time, but that's how I was able to roll it out really fast. Because you're working with leverage points. And that's the most important thing. So how this strategy works, let's recap so far. Plan what area you're going to hit. What location you hit. You don't want to be driving all around your area all day long. Just plan one part and then move to the next part, then move to the next part. You want to walk in the building, preferably multi-level, go to reception. You want to give them something of value, introduce yourself. Something of value is something fun. The reason being is because they're not going to throw in the bin there. If not, they'll get the bin like this and they'll go, your piece of paper, like this, like this. If you don't have something of value, it's going in the bin. I'll say that again, it's going to go in the bin. Hey, Paul. So that's what you have to do. You must have something of value, otherwise it's going in the bin. I'll just say that for the 4th time, because just because you think that there's value in what you do, you still need to prove yourself, okay? So that's the reason why you've got to offer something of value or free or have a conversation. So introduce yourself. I'm a local trainer in this area, and we have, we run a corporate wellness arm in our company. Very good. Next week, we're opening up a comedy fitness class in your building or downstairs at the park. Make it convenient. If your location is 10 kilometers away, they're not going to roll into you or come to you. Just reality check here. So you're going to have to go to them in a park downstairs. You say, next Friday, we're doing a free fitness class just for people in this area, in this building, in fact. Would you like to be involved? And they say, yes, but we just want to take our own clients in. No dramas. We can do that 12 o'clock on Tuesday, next Tuesday. Does that suit you? Fantastic. And so they come and experience the free workout. Now, they might not want the free workout, but it gives you the bait, the hook that you need to take the next step. Lady goes, this is proven fact. I run lunches with doctors to create referrals for sleep study. Very good. And then in that session, you want to talk about the benefits. You want to talk about improved productivity, improved morale, taking a break, getting out of the office, training with friends, shaping up during the work. Great for bosses and for clarity. So that's the thing. So you need to leave your creative gift with your brochure behind, and make sure you get your business card, and then only give it out if you get the business card. If you don't get the business card, you don't give it out. Now remember, when you go on a Friday and you offer something free and fun, right? And the reason why massage therapist was a good hook, carrot for us, was that it didn't require work. It required them to sit at their desk and have a massage. Who doesn't want a massage on a Friday? It's pretty great. It's an amazing hook. Now, even if you don't offer massage therapies in your business, you don't have to, but you got to have some fun hook to get them through the door, because you are competing with other people that are in this space as well. But you're different because you're going to the location. So it's like if somebody came in our door, and literally today, we really are focused around a bit more health in the office here, and a bit more lifestyle coming in the summer. So if someone come here in our office and said, listen, Richard, we're going to be offering a free yoga class for the next 2 weeks. Actually, we can conduct that in your workplace. Do you know what? That person would probably get a yes from me at the moment, and there's a clue for you. So you've got to come to them. But if they say, oh, you got to come to this gym and join up this gym and do that, it's a lot harder, okay? So you talk about the benefits of improved productivity. Now, at that moment, remember, you got the business card. So you go away, next day comes, you pick up the phone, this thing here, and you start giving them a call, the HR person. Now what's going to happen, you say, hi, I'm Richard. I was the trainer that dropped off that dumbbell, that dropped off that apple, that dropped off my thing in a red folder. They will remember you. That's the reason why you're dropping off a fun gift, something fun. It could be a cup, I don't know, it could be a pen. That's not really fun. A squeezy ball with a dumbbell or something like that. That's fun. Chris, good to have you here, my friend. That's fun. That makes it different. But don't think again, you have to be in a CBD location. You've just got to be the place that has small businesses, which is pretty much everything, okay? Obviously, retail will not work with this theory because retail have got to work on the hours. It's not going to work. Doctors, dentists, that's not going to work for them as well because they're too small and time is their money. So it's got to be in an environment where there's desks and office and that kind of stuff. Does that make sense? Yes or no, guys? Let me know. This is the corporate way. I'm trying to smash it out in 23 minutes so far, giving you the exact blueprint of how I actually grew my corporate business to over 100 staff. And this is the brand there. You can see there. Just quickly, Center Massages Conference Against Health and Fitness Program Wellness Seminar. So it is possible to fill up your diary like this if that's the way you want to go down. I call it the corporate way, but let's recap the most important part of this strategy. It requires you, the business owner, the entrepreneur, that's sitting around in the middle of the day wondering, how can I get clients in, to literally maybe put a shirt on or something that represents you, or it doesn't have to be a shirt, but something relaxed, and to go into your marketplace and drop something fun and exciting off to lighten up the office and then go in for an offer. That's the strategy that we use all the time. It works all the time. It does require your time. But the thinking is that you should have the time in the middle of the day. If you can allocate just 5 hours of a day in a week, that's going to change your business around 1,000%. That's the only reason how I was able to basically break through fears, knock on the doors that I wasn't allowed to knock on, get kicked out by the security guards when they said, I think you're in the lift too long, and we've had some complaints, and then go to the next building, drag my feet to every single building and all around Sydney, and beg, borrow, and steal to make sure I had an appointment with the person in charge. Yes, you can do this online, and from there we had so many inquiries from that moment that just started working on our that came through on our website because we were ranked #1 for the term corporate wellness. So that continued flowing on, but I'm talking about to kickstart it all without having to spend money on Google AdWords, because it just makes it faster and easy if you've got the time. T, my man, good to have you here. Does that make sense? Who's going to use this strategy? Who wants some help on the strategy? And if there is ninjas watching, I'm happy to give some of these blueprints away in our, I can email these blueprints and I'll put in the back end of our Ninja group. We are changing some back ends of our Ninja portal. So that means I can put all this information for you guys, templates, the whole kit caboodle. For those who aren't ninjas, you know what? If you need a conversation around how to actually double your business in the space of 8 months, if you need to go into 2020 really strong, just hit me up, DM me and say corporate way, and let's get in a conversation, or put it down in the comments here, whatever you prefer. If you're going into 2019 and you've been on these lives for a long time, totally respect everybody being on these lives. This is literally the formula. But it's about making sure that you can take this formula, make a mistake, have guidance to keep somebody on track, make sure you move through that way. So guys, just a bit of a recap on this corporate way. It's a very exciting process, but for those who want to continue these conversations and to get more out of this, is my recommendation. We've got some new age of online marketing events coming up. In fact, this is the last year we're going to be running our new age of online marketing event. The last year. We're changing up the game. So more to come on that soon. But this will be the last year that you have the opportunity to go to our free events called the New Age of Online Marketing. The last year, we're having one run in Auckland, New Zealand, in Sydney, and in Brisbane. So they're the last 3 events that we'll ever run. So, my friend Danny, take advantage, yes. So come to these events. I'm going to put a link to the events. Come to the events. If you've been sitting there waiting, come to the events. Roxy, so good to have you here. We'll be in Brisbane. I want to see you there, Roxy. So come to the events. Let's make 2020 your best year ever. Best year ever. Let's make your best year ever. Let's make your outstanding year. If you've gone up and down this year, let's make it the best year ever. I'm just so excited because all the ninjas we're working with right now, they're in the mode of doubling their business. That's what we're focused around now. So if you're 50 members, let's get to 100. If you're 100, let's get to 200. If you're 10, let's get to 20. If you want to decrease your hours by 50%, let's do that. Increase your profit up. I know I've plugged here a little bit, but questions, let me know. That was the corporate way. That was the whole process there. That's how I went to get 100 staff around Australia and grow the business. That was the first steps I took for a 6 months straight. Then the online game overtook from there. Obviously, I could have continued that way. It was just time versus money then. That was all it was, and I was getting some great leads online. But that's a great way to start. We've had some ninjas do it that way as well, and it's been outstanding. I know that as well. I would like a comment now. Who is interested in getting your first or second corporate client where the company pays? Not the individual, the company pays. Who is interested in that? Who is with me on this live? Let me know. Put it in the comments and let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. So if you want to commit to this corporate way, put in the comments. I'm going to do corporate. If there's ninjas or there's non-ninjas, guys, I see you watching. I want to connect. I want to help you out. That's what I'm in for, the Crush Your Fitness Marketing. I'm happy to be back. I'm going to try and do as many as I possibly can every single week. But where have I been anyway? Well, I've been busy, and that's no excuse for you guys. I have been busy, but you've probably seen my team. We've had Raymond and Angela join us. They are my brother, sister-in-law. They've come from working with over 200 businesses face-to-face and over 1,000 contacts of business. And that's something that they bring a huge amount of advice and strategy into our ninjas here. You've seen Ev on the call, and she's a digital specialist in Facebook and Instagram. You haven't seen Joey around. For those who don't know, I had a baby recently. His name's Ricardo, and so Joey's on some maternity leave, looking after little Ricardo. So that's what's happening there in my world. So I've been kind of just in a few different things, and most importantly, we have just been focused around getting results with our clients. We've been speaking at Filex, Taster, That was in Melbourne recently. That was a great event for anybody who joined me there. Welcome to the program. I've been on a lot of webinars, a lot of events. Speaking of MindBody, for those of you MindBody clients. So a bit of a recap what I've been up to, but I'm very excited to get back to Crush Your Fitness Marketing, because the reason why we started these in the first place is to make sure that we don't leave anybody behind. We don't leave anybody behind. And guys, the help is here. The help is here if you need it. And it shouldn't be a money thing, because all this is free. And we have programs that start from $30. Do you know what I mean? We took a $30 they start, like ridiculous. We have programs that are free, for goodness sake. So if you are interested in moving this forward, literally just reach out and say hello. Interested in Corporate Way. I've got a few people that are interested. John's interested in corporates. I know that Ashley interested in corporates. Good to have you here, Roxy. Thank you. Elena, where is Tim? He's not working here anymore, Elena. Hit me up. T, good to have you here. Chris, Brett, poor Tim's my friend. Where you been? Joe, James, Hugh, good to have you here. Tracy, thanks for joining us. Ev, Ashley, anybody else that wasn't there, I do apologize. But you didn't comment, so how am I supposed to know? All right, this is me for Crush Your Fitness Marketing. I'm about to jump onto our Ninja Day workshop. I'm going to go deep into SEO. Does SEO still exist? I'm going to show you how to rank your page up highly. That's just for our ninjas who may be joining us here. I'll be on the breakout today. Guys, I hope you took a lot of notes, because I didn't get a lot of questions, and you know I love questions. You know I love comments. So I'm going to come back next week. I want some questions. I want some comments. I want to know what I can do to make sure that your 2020 is the best year ever and that your business grows from strength to strength. That's the Corporate Way. As a recap, guys, the recap is this. Make sure that you give value. Walk into a company, you give them value. You block out 12 to 6 months. You go once a week, give them a gift, give them your brochure, get your business card back, and do it consistently every single time. Set yourself up a website or a landing page. It's all about corporate, so there's a connection there. So you can outbid any personal trainer or gym operator that's doing that. That's going to help highly, okay? So you do need to make sure that you're connected in that, and they can see that you're the right choice as well. And then watch your business grow and set a target. Set a target once a week. How many people do you need to hit? Is it 10 or 20? Whatever you want. And don't walk away from the building until you get that. That's the Corporate Way. It's going the old school way, which really works, because other than that, you've got to put a lot of money in Facebook and time on Google and Facebook. And if you're doing corporate for the first time, you have to go and talk to the market so you understand much more. And then we can up the game and go funnels and go automatic and go click funnels and go active campaign and get landing pages going and get rankings going. But let's just get runs on the board. That's what it's about. Okay, guys, see you later. I'll see you next week on Crush Your Fitness Marketing. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Bye for now.
Crush